Have you ever looked at house prices and thought, am I buying a home or a small country? Well, you might want to thank or curse real estate investors for that. Today we're diving into how real estate investors have turned the American dream into a nightmare. Hey y'all, I'm Amanda Rivard, local McKinney, Texas Realtor, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss out on the real estate tea. So let's go ahead and jump in today with a topic that has kind of pissed everyone off, and that's how real estate investors have wreaked havoc on the housing market and screwed over so many owner-occupied homebuyers in the process. I'm gonna break it down step by step, and trust me, there will be some shocking revelations. And at the end, you'll hear my thoughts on some solutions to bring balance back for owner-occupied buyers. So let's get started. First, let's take a little trip down memory lane. Remember the early 2000s? You know, when you could buy a house without selling your kidneys? Back then, real estate was just beginning to catch investors' eyes. Investing in real estate was seen as a stable and lucrative option, and who can blame them? The returns were incredible. According to the US Census Bureau, homeownership rates peaked at 69.2% in 2004. Everyone was buying and everyone was happy, except for those who were about to face the market collapse in 2008. If you went through that as a homeowner, you are in fact a survivor. 2008 was the year that made us all experts in terms like subprime mortgage and toxic assets. The housing bubble burst and millions of people lost their homes. Investors saw an opportunity in this disaster, swooping in to buy foreclosed properties at rock bottom prices. So post-crisis, the market was flooded with cash-rich investors. Hedge funds, private equity firms, and individual investors started buying up properties in huge quantities. They weren't just looking for homes, they were looking for profit machines. By 2020, investors owned around 22 million rental properties, which is about 16% of the total housing stock in the United States. Now let's talk about the everyday home buyer. You know, the ones who just want a place to live, raise a family, maybe start a garden. Well, because all of this has happened, they're finding it harder and harder to find a home or to compete with investors. Investors often buy properties in bulk and can offer all cash deals, leaving traditional buyers out in the cold. A study by Redfin found that in 2021, investors bought 18.4% of all homes sold in the US, which is up from 11.8% in 2020. Trying to buy a house now is like trying to win a game of musical chairs, except all the chairs are snatched up by people with way more money than you and way better timing. Okay, so then brace yourselves for the ripple effect. When investors buy up properties like this, they create a domino effect, pushing up prices for everyone else. Suddenly, that dream home is starting to look very much out of reach. With all of these investors buying these homes and flipping them for huge profit margins, that starts to create a new baseline within neighborhoods of much higher market values. And that means that the more this occurs, the more you are having to pay for houses. And there's nowhere you can really go that's exempt from this. It is really screwing over the owner-occupied buyers. Not to mention, so many investors have bought these homes during an already shortage of inventory and are using them as either long-term rentals or Airbnbs. So essentially, they are lining their pockets while folks that are just looking for a home to live in are left with little to nothing to choose from, and it's really not fair. All right, so what is the solution? I believe there does need to be some legislation put into place that ensures fairer access to the housing market. And here are some potential solutions. So there's investor purchase caps. I think we need to introduce limits on the number of properties investors can buy in a specific area. This would prevent investors from monopolizing the market and driving up prices. There should be increased taxes on investment properties. Higher property taxes or additional fees for non-owner occupied homes could discourage investors from overbuying and make it less profitable to hoard properties. We could benefit from owner-occupant first programs, which are policies that give priority to owner-occupant buyers during the initial listing period of a property, which could help individuals and families secure homes before investors have the opportunity to bid. We could also have rent control measures, which implementing rent control measures could reduce the attractiveness of purchasing properties solely for rental income, thus reducing investor demand. I think by putting these laws in place, we can help ensure that the dream of homeownership remains within reach for more individuals and families rather than being overshadowed by the interests of large-scale investors. I know it is unfair, but don't lose hope. The housing market may be a roller coaster, but with the right strategy, you can still find your slice of real estate paradise. Well guys, that wraps up my video on how real estate investors have left their mark on the housing market. Remember, whether you're buying, selling, or just curious, understanding these trends can help you navigate this wild real estate jungle. And as always, if you ever have any questions or need help buying or selling a home in the North DFW area, you can reach out by text, call, or email. All of my information is in the description below. Until next time, keep house hunting, stay savvy, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insights and laughs, maybe some tears. Other than that, y'all take care.